Hey everybody, welcome back to H&H TV. We're back over here in front of the trailer again. We had a gentleman earlier this week call in. He had bought an axle bearing, or axle bearings I should say, for his 55. He still had a stock rear end. He opened it up and he was a little confused because he called in and said, well, there's no seal for the axle. So thought we'd do a quick video and kind of try to clear up a little bit of confusion out there for people. 1955 through 64 on B-body full size used a bearing like this, a couple of different variations of it, and the seal is actually an integral part of the bearing. There is no axle seal of what you think like used on a 10 bolt or a 12 bolt rear end. So you've got their integral seal here, and then you do have this outer O-ring seal that seals, up against the housing itself once it's pressed in, or once the axle and the bearing and everything are all, put into the rear end housing. So just remember, 55, 64, full size, used a bearing like this with an integral seal into it. Now, you get to 65, and you saw what everybody thinks of a traditional axle bearing, and then you had a seal that you drove in after the fact. They also used, same type setup in 64 on A body. When that car came out, that was 10 bolt all the way up to when the 12 bolts were started to be available. Same bearing setup. Your early Nova 10 bolts were the same situation. Camaro, of course. Pickup truck. When you started seeing 10 and 12 bolt there, used this type of bearing with a separate seal. But just remember, on your full size B body, 55 to 64, all that had a bearing like this with an integral seal built into it. That was driven up onto the axle, then a retainer went onto there, and then all that was inserted at one time into the rear end, into the third member chunk. So just keep it in mind, integral seal 55 to 64, used an outer seal 65 up on the B body full size. 64 A body always used it. Early Nova, when 10 bolt did the same thing. So keep in mind, that's what you're looking for. If somebody tries to hand you one of these and you say, oh no, I don't have, I'm looking for this. No, you're not. You're looking for this bearing. So that's with stock original rear end 55 to 64. If you ever have any questions about that, please feel free to call into one of our sales guys or tech line. We're more than happy to help you. Again, thank you for watching H&H TV, and we'll see you next episode.